It's now been a week since a flight-seeing plane crashed in Denali National Park, killing all 5 people on board. Friends and family are coming to terms with the loss of its pilot, a veteran in the cockpit, just like the pilot in a nearby mass-casualty crash 15 years ago. Tonight, we take a look at the 2 accidents, which the National Transportation Safety Board says are among Denali's deadliest crashes for civilians, and why park officials now say they won't be going back out to this latest site. After a week of near-zero visibility conditions in Denali National Park, searchers have finally gotten a good look at what's left of a flight-seeing plane crashed last Saturday. Rangers spotted the body of the 5th and final passenger inside, now confirming there are no survivors. The aircraft, now broken in half, rests on the floor of an unstable crevasse, making a recovery mission too dangerous. So the plane and bodies of those who died on board will stay on the mountain.
We're trying to do our best, and our best is, first of all, to not have any further accidents or injuries. It felt good today to get up there and actually be able to make that assessment. We've been hampered by weather all week this week. There is certainly an incomplete feeling, but at the same time, that's out of our hands.
Saturday's crash happened near the summit of what's known as Thunder Mountain, at an elevation of around 11,000 feet. The pilot was able to make 2 distress calls after impact before all communication was lost. And by the time searchers spotted the plane more than 36 hours later, it was too late for all 5 people inside. It's now among the deadliest civilian crashes inside of Denali National Park and Preserve. Prior to that was in 2003, when a flight-seeing tour crashed near Mount Hunter, killing all 4 people on board. In that case, the bodies and wreckage were recovered. The National Transportation Safety Board later found the crash was caused by pilot error, concluding that the pilot failed to maintain adequate airspeed, causing the plane to stall. That pilot was 33-year-old Kelly Mahoney, a former Iditarod dog musher and co-owner of McKinley Air. Her colleagues at the time described her as a seasoned operator.
That's what's really hard to digest, because she really knew the mountain range very well. She was an experienced pilot. She was a very conservative pilot.
It's a similar message from those who knew Craig Layson, the pilot involved in last Saturday's crash. A spokesperson for his company, K2 Aviation, says Layson had 43 years of experience under his belt, and this was his 2nd season flying in Denali. Investigators on the case say flying inside the park comes with a unique set of challenges.
The rough topography, high topography, operating at higher altitudes, if you will, wind conditions, weather conditions, and it's just a very challenging area. Most of the operators up there, all of the operators, have specialized training for operating in that area.
Now, the challenges Rangers face even trying to remove the wreckage is too great to run the risk in an area that has now claimed 5 more lives. NTSB investigators say they will still be able to file a report on last Saturday's crash despite their inability to access the bodies or the aircraft. The agency says it will rely on photos as well as pilot and plane records and expects to release the results of a preliminary investigation sometime next week. Meanwhile, the names of the 4 Polish passengers on board the aircraft have not been released at the request of the Polish consulate.